I have a 2009 GMC Canyon, and if you found this video, you might already know that there is no stock cabin air filter on these trucks. There's just a hole that feeds into the fan, and that's it. So you've probably heard leaves and stuff getting stuck in the fan. You hear this constant chatter that changes pitch when you turn the fan up and down. And also you might even get stuff that flies in your eyes. Like, it's not a good situation to be in. And so I had trouble a couple years ago where squirrels actually packed walnuts right into my dash, clogged up the fan, blew a fuse. So I made another video a while ago where I actually made just like a metal screen that goes over the top. But on this truck, I want to see if I can actually figure out a way to get an actual paper filter installed on the truck to keep out finer particles, keep the fan running clean, and to keep stuff out of your eyes. So I'm going to show you what I came up with and hopefully help you guys out. So let's get started. We're going to have to take off both of these windshield wipers so that we can pick up this entire plastic trim piece, because the air intake is on this side under this plastic trim. The first thing I want to do is just remove these little plastic covers that protect the nut from getting corroded. And the next thing we can do is remove this nut, and then this entire windshield wiper can pull off. So you pull it up like this and the whole thing can pull out. So I've got the nut loose. I can just take it off now. And now this whole thing can just wiggle free. And now we're going to do the same on the other side. Now that we've got our wipers off, we need to take off this plastic trim piece. Now you're going to see there's these little plastic retaining clips right in here and all the way down this entire thing. You're just going to pop these out. Now they do make an actual tool for removing these if you want to. It just kind of slides underneath this thing and then you can just pry it up. That's one method, but really you can use whatever you've got. You can just use diagonal cutters, you can use a screwdriver, anything that you can use just to get a handle on these and pull them up. There's really nothing else holding these in except for the little clips. And so what you can do, just if you can get a hand behind here or anywhere on here, just to start pulling it up, and you'll hear the little snaps pop. So we're just gonna go all the way across. Once that's loose, you can just pick it up over the tops of these. It will still be connected back there, but don't worry about that for now. You can just put something against this just to hold it up and out of the way to expose this hole over here that we're going to have to stick our arm in. I've got a 2x4 here. Use this. Keep that out of the way. If you don't have a 2x4, just use a stick or whatever you have, just something to keep that out of the way so that we have access to this hole up here. So this is the filter that we're looking at. You can see mine actually has a metal screen at the bottom of it. This is my 2009. My 2005 did not have that screen, so it must have been something they either added to GMC models instead of Chevy, or maybe they added it at some point between 2005 and 2009. Either way, it's not enough for me. I'd like to put a paper filter on there, and so I'm going to show you what I came up with and how to install it. And so this is what I ended up coming up with. The first option is to just take a bead of silicone or any kind of adhesive that you might have and just go around this outside. That way it'll just sit on top. It's the easiest way to install it. The caveat is it's pretty permanent. If you ever wanted to take it out and move it into a different truck, or if you just, I don't know, if you wanted to remove it for whatever reason, it would make it more difficult. Also, you would be able to smell whatever sealant you had in the cabin for a little bit. So silicone has a pretty distinct odor. You're going to smell that in the cabin until it cures, and probably for a week or so afterwards. So just keep that in mind. The other option is that you can use this bolt. This can slide over there. You can thread on this included nut on the bottom, insert it like this, and then reach in and twist this to the sides so that it locks up against the sides of the air intake. Now if you do that, you can then twist this, the walls will hold it in place, and as it's twisting it, what it will do is actually bend this out so that these are pushing out against the sides of the air intake to lock this whole piece in. Once this is in place, you can put on your new paper filter, and then there are just these little plastic snaps that can just push over the top. Now the catch is, this is a pain in the butt to get installed because you can't reach your hand in as far as you'd like. If you have like a young teenager or something, somebody with small arms that can actually fit their hand into that hole so you can install this thing more easily, I would recommend it. In a pinch, if you can't reach this far one will hold this filter in. It's not going to fall out. But, I mean, ideally, you'd want this to be as snug of a fit as possible. For this installation, I'm just going to show you how to do it with this part. If you wanted to use silicone, it's pretty straightforward. You just drop it in there, let it dry for a couple days, and you're done. But I'm going to show you what it's like to install this thing. So let's get started on that. So the first thing I'm going to do is set it there on top of this. The second thing I'm going to do is spin this now so that locks in the sides there. Now that it's locked in the side, you can just spin this. Now we can take our paper filter and set it on top. And now we can take our two little locking clips and put those on top. And when you're done, just put everything back together the way you took it apart and you're all set. I've had mine installed for a few months now and it seems like it's catching a lot of dirt and debris and I'm really happy with it. I'll put a link in the description to where you can get one of the adapters. If you need replacement filters, I'll put a link in the description for those too. Replacing the filter is as easy as just popping off these little clips off the top. These just pull off to the side, they just pop off, pull the filter out, put the new one in, then pop these back on. And you should be good to go for a long time. It's a shame that GM didn't include these in the original design. I don't know why they cheaped out. It doesn't seem like an air filter is all that expensive, but I hope this helps some of you and drive safer, keep stuff out of your eyes. As always, let me know if you have any questions in the comments, and I hope you found this helpful.